What's up? What's up? What's up, people? What's good? It's actually 11:28. So I need y'all to do me a favor. We are on X, Real Sabir Bay on X. We are on TikTok. Okay, Real Sabir Bay on TikTok, and we are on YouTube, Sabir Bay's YouTube channel, and we are on before 1492. Sabir's channel on YouTube before 1492, Sabir Bay, and before 1492. So listen, I am live in Philadelphia. It's 11:29 a.m. I want y'all to do me a favor. If you want to try to debunk anything that I'm presenting to you, you should try to get these people together and gather your information. Because I really don't have to do this. I really don't. But if you're going to argue with me and try to debunk what I'm saying, what you need to do is gather all your information together, and then you come and debunk what I'm saying. Or you can meet me up in the law library this week. That sound fair, people? Okay, so let's get this party started, y'all. If y'all on X, please share this out on X. Retweet it out. If you're on TikTok, please share this out on TikTok. If you're on YouTube, you can come to my YouTube channel. I'll put the link up here for you. So if you come, I'm not tolerating no niggerdom. I told you. I'm not dealing with the noise, people. Not the noise. Signals. Okay? So that's my YouTube if you want to click the link. Okay? So if you want to debunk anything that I'm saying, go get your judges, go get your attorneys, go get your politicians, go get your elite people, and gather them so they can debunk it. Okay? So let's get this party started. And I don't care where you at. Shout out to my people in Denver. Please stop being cowards and hiding behind social media. Come on and talk to me. Let's go.
And they say, nah, we don't need KRS-One up in here. Knowledge reigns supreme.
Let's go.
And they say, nah, we don't need KRS-One up in here. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. Nah. That type of black man, leave him alone. Just let him go ahead and do his thing. But every once in a while, Cat want to test.
Cats want to test up
I
here.
love it.
Let's go.
And they say, nah, we don't need KRS-One up in here. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. Nah. That type of black man, leave him alone. Just let him go ahead and do his thing. But every once in a while,
You got a paycheck, got a problem, family. Let's go.
I love it. Because it's not me they fighting. They don't even know. You don't even know the magnitude he's dealing with.
Y'all don't know the magnitude that you're dealing
just
with.
mouthing off and they don't really know. So I say, yo, let me just a little piece.
Get a piece.
Pop. He's back. The real hip hop is over here. Stop while you can.
Stop while y'all can, baby.
Let's
go. Turn it up.
Here's another one. A warning shot. You don't really want it. You don't really want it. Chill.
Let's go, y'all. Spirit Mix Show, man. We live from Philly. Let's go.
Oh! Stop it! You know your lies, they can't take you. Man, KRS-One on the microphone, we're ready to break through. So come down, true selector, true master Don. Pick up Shab on this one.
Come on, let's go, y'all.
In 1993, Shabba taught me this style. I'm a star with 3 weeks, done it in a while. See, I'm an MC with the country flow, but people think that that's the only thing I can talk about.
I know my roots ain't culture, but I'm hurting ya.
I'm a piece still,
But I'm hurting ya.
any stage, any mic, I'm
Hurting ya.
you in the dark, I'm in the light, I'm
Hurting ya. Hurting ya.
Christian MC, so they must come and know. All over the east, west, north, and south. See, I'm master breed that I do rock the house. And the people in this street know what I'm talking about. I know my roots and culture, but I'm murdering ya. He's still the lover, but I'm murdering ya. Stage, any mic, I'm murdering ya. You in the dark, I'm in the light, I'm murdering ya. Murdering ya. Pass me the mic, let me drop for a while. Let's look past the hype, let me rock for a while. I'm a plain Jane rapper, bang bang rapper. I'm I'm that medicine you need that comes in a plain rapper. Chris is official, no bells, no whistles. Step into the class, man, don't make me dismiss you. I'm not a drug rapper, I'm not a thug rapper, I'm not a hoe rapper, I'm not a show rapper, I'm not a pop rapper, I'm not a rock rapper. I never shot a rapper, I can always spot a rapper. I know a lot of rappers, so it gotta matter. I splatter my data and rappers that don't matter. My data will splatter rappers thinking that they batter. I gather you rather this rapper put a patterns chatter, but never that. I'd rather rap till you splatter. What's the matter? You never heard this type of rapper rapping? Time for some action. Christian MC, so they must call it old. All over the east, west, north, and south. See, I'm an MC with a conscious mode. But people think that that's the only thing I can talk about. I know my rules, I'm culture, but I heard. He's still the lover, but I heard. Stage, anybody, y'all heard. Yo, when they talk, I'm in the night, I heard. Y'all heard. In the studio, True Master Studio, in a gangster's paradise like Julio. You shake your booty, but I'm more of an MC to pull rappers' cards out like Yu-Gi-Oh! You got an unruly flow, now get me. I slap rappers up like Cynthia McKinney, but then I calm down swiftly. With Chris in the city, black radio stations get this quickly. Now True Master mix.
We just warming up, yo. Let's get these likes and shares out. Let's go.
Don't even sound right. It's all sound bites. Sound bites for clown types. Clown types that ain't found like. This is what hip hop sounds like. Not just True Master, but Blast Master rocking on that sound like. I'm not the clown type. I'm the boogie down type. The last of the humans that really can write. They must call me out all over the east, west, north, and south. Cause I'm an MC with the conscious mouth. But people think that that's the only thing I can talk about. I know my rules, I'm culture, but I murder ya. He's still the lover, but I'll murder ya. Stage, anybody, I'll murder ya. Yo, when they talk, I'm in the light, I'll murder ya. Murder ya. Yeah.
Shout out to my brother True Master for doing that. True Master did those beats, y'all. I need y'all to turn this thing up, y'all. I'm not gonna start till y'all turn it up because I am getting ready to go out. So turn it up, y'all. Let's go. Turn it up. Hit the link.
I was born into hip hop. I had no choice.
You're just warming up, baby.
First
Let's
of all, I
go.
was born with a single parent. Hip hop begins just like that. Matter of fact, most world cultures begin with the Madonna and child imagery. The great goddess holding the Christ child. Especially in Africa, that's like an ongoing thing. The Madonna and child. The goddess mother holding a male child.
Come on, y'all. We're not starting to get everybody on
common
beat,
in
baby. Let's go.
mythology, folklore, spiritual history, that kind of stuff. Hip hop starts the same way.
A dome that's shooting out of the
We're
waves.
just warming up.
That's the buildup block, okay, of the entire universe. Okay, a dome. Okay, which is today's called atom.
Yeah. 10 to the minus 33 centimeters of space. 10 minus 43 seconds, that is time. If you want to see the last of the truth, look at my face. If you want to crack the mysteries of life, study this rhyme. Everything you see is a molecular structure. Your clothes, your home, you, your mother, your brother. Molecules make up everything you senses matter. Everything molecular, even you rappers. Molecules are made by atoms coming together. Some molecule structures are soft, but it's tougher than leather. Whatever. The molecular structure of things come from the atomic structure of things. Now you gotta hear what I bring and what I sing clearly. We going through levels of string theory, but don't mind me. I'm just shining my light. True Master got beat, so I'm a rhyme on this mic. 22 years rocking, something gotta be right. I'm not a crook, I'm more the archaeologist type. Digging for truth, our original passing the pipe. Peacemaker, street safe, the KRS-One is blind. I got the feeling for fearlessly fighting fascism. I raise my voice against racism and classism. You can keep your fast living, I pass prison. Talk that, you get hit with an ass whipping. I stand with a protest sign. I'm not known for crime, I'm known to hold mine with a code 9 elements. At this level, money is irrelevant. I'm making you more intelligent, and that's the end of it.
If you gave the ancient Africans scrap metal, okay,
Yeah,
they will transform that into gold.
teach
run it back for y'all to hear. If you gave the ancient African scrap metals, they will transform that into gold. Say it again, Dr.
Ancient African scrap metal. Okay?
Yeah,
They will transform that into gold.
teacher, philosopher, mystic, scholar. Don't get it twisted, who gets that dollar? This K will slay back in the day and today. Yes, I do bring drama. I'm a builder, I'm a get killer. I'm a professional without the milk or Matilda. When I'm on the scene, it's clear. It's quick salute Chris with AR-15s in the air. Who you think I'm teaching? The conscious don't need to be taught. I'm talking to my dudes going to war. Them thugs and them strip thugs, goons in the back rooms, real gangsters, 15s in the air. Who you think I'm teaching? The conscious don't need to be taught. I'm talking to my dudes going to war. Them thugs and them strip thugs, goons in the back rooms, real gangsters wondering when you coming back soon. Y'all little dudes is fakers. Y'all know money's made of cotton, so why you chasing paper? I'm not a hater. Hate is whack, no doubt. I'm a lover, and I love taking whack rappers out. So let's get to it. You youngins need a spanking, and in a few years you're gonna be giving me a banking. Thank you, big brother. Can I have another? You can't play your rhymes for your mother. Every time I see another chick showing her ass for money, I holler, "Where your father, honey?" What kind of childhood would produce it? It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. So why we holding ourselves back too? Yo, heaven got me, but really this hell have you? I'm spitting the truth to you. But you reject it because you don't really know what to do. So you fronting in your own ignorance, in your own belligerence. Real gangsters, man, are militants. Y'all just hoes with a million woes. You supposed to be down with the Sopranos? Who knows?
So hit that link if you want to come on and talk, baby. Let's go. Shout out to my brother True Master. True Master did those beats, and if you notice, it sound like Wu-Tang. So he did the beats for Wu-Tang. I was in the studio when he was doing those videos, those songs for KRS-One, and that tracks. The album is called Meta Historical, and if you want this video, y'all can get this too. This is about 2.5 hours with KRS-One, James Smalls, and myself, hosted by Sabir. Y'all can email me if you want it. So why am I saying this? I'm in Philadelphia right now, right? And as I'm walking around Philly, it's very disappointing. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all have no idea. I sat in a courtroom yesterday, right? I was sitting in a courtroom yesterday. What's up, Brand?
Hey.
And oh, you was on the phone with me, right? When I told you was on the phone with me, right?
Yes.
When I was going you told me I was.
Well, you was about to get arrested for going off on them people.
I was going off on the sheriff. I was still lying. She was on the phone. I was going off on the sheriff, right? Because they were trying to take my glasses, right? My Meta glasses, right? And I'm going in. I had to take everything off going in this. I said, nigga, damn, this is worse than going to a damn airport. And I got TSA pre-check, right? So
you should have told her that.
Huh?
She's like, I got TSA pre-check. I can come in here.
I told him that. The weird part, right? But this is the crazy part with the sister, because the sister was on the opposite side. She was a sheriff too, and she said, "Well, you got a lot of criminals there." I said, "No, y'all the biggest criminals ever."
Oh my Lord! Didn't you tell somebody you look like Gestapo?
Him too. That guy too. I told one of the cops he looked like the Gestapo, right? And he said, "I heard that before." I said, "Nigga, I could never be a cop."
Out of control.
I was out of control. No, but it's me. But you know it's funny because somebody said when you come back to Philly, I start being Philly again. It's like, nigga, that Philly coming out of me, right? So the whole time I'm in there, so the sister, as I'm getting past the, going through the check, Joe, and I told her, I said, and I told the dude too, I said, y'all the biggest criminals ever. Criminals. Y'all the criminals. Y'all the terrorists. Like, I'm tripping, right? What they gonna do to me? Lock me the fuck up? Nigga, I don't give a damn, nigga.
Yes.
Listen, this is with me. Rather they do it or not, how you gonna hold me? What you gonna hold me on? All you're gonna do is you see. This is the weird part about me. You do more damage to do something like that. That's doing damage because now if you put me in a place, right? All I'm gonna do is teach. That's why you heard KRS-One. The conscience don't need to be taught. I'm talking to the dudes who go to court. That's how I am. You gonna get it checked? So when I was in there yesterday, I go down to see my man yesterday. So I walk into the courtroom. It was funny as hell. Can't tell you everything I was doing, but it's kind of weird because I'm going back in there probably today or tomorrow. He asked me to come early, right? He asked me to come early. He said, "Yo, come early so you can really see what be going on," right? So I'm sitting there with him. We went to go eat. You know, I was like, "Yo, you ain't got to pay for my food." He said, "No, man, you the guest." I said, "Damn, at least he got respect to actually say, 'Yo, I'm gonna pay for your food.'" And I kept saying, "No, I don't need you to pay for my food." So he wanted to go to an Italian restaurant, right down the street from CJC. I said, "I don't eat that food." This is the funny. I said, "I don't eat that." So I said, "I got a vegan restaurant right around the corner that we can all go to." He was with his uncle too. So we go to this vegan spot on Broad Street. So we sitting outside. Before we went downstairs, the whole conversation was about sovereignty. So he said he locked a lot of people up that was claiming sovereign citizen. This is the funniest shit ever. And people be swearing these people, these judges and attorneys know the law. They don't deal with law, B. So the whole time we going downstairs, he said how many people he locked up talking about sovereign citizen. He said he didn't want to do it. This is what he told me. He said, "I really didn't want to do it." He said, but he said, "I was giving them a choice." This is what he said to me. "I was giving them a choice. They can take back what they said." This is what he's telling me, right? So I said, "No." I said, "Do you know that there is no such thing as a sovereign citizen?" This is exactly what he said to me. He said, where did they get the information? He said, "Well, why do people say that?" That's what he's saying to me.
Right.
"Why do people say sovereign citizen?" I said, "No, the media is saying sovereign citizen, not the people." This is what I told him. I said, and what I was doing is like, I'm really trying to get to him because the weird part, nobody wants to have this on the radio. If somebody hit me on a radio station like Breakfast Club or something like that, or Glad, like really grilled me and I can show them like how this is set up, because you got a lot of Moors that really truly don't know what's going on. And, you know, shout out to my sister. I was talking to a sister earlier today, and how many Moors really hate what I talk about right here. Abdul, a lot of them. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all watch them, right? But I don't agree with a lot of stuff that these Moors are saying. I don't. And this is why even Dr. G in Delaware, and she said I can feel it, like when she watched their videos, like when my name come up, oh damn, it's crazy, right? So I'm on the phone with her and we having this conversation, and she said, "I watched videos from you from 10 years ago, Sabir, 7 years ago, and everything you said back then is coming to pass. Like literally, you ain't changed nothing that you ever said, right?" So I'm out early this morning, walking around trying to find something else to wear because I only bought a little bit of clothes. So I was downtown, and because I was going to go back in the courtroom today, and I sent my man, the judge guy, this guy right here, I sent him all the stuff on sovereign people, and I said, "There's no such thing as sovereign people," right? That's him. So we went out to go eat. That's City Hall behind us, right? So we sitting outside with his uncle. So his uncle was intrigued. His uncle was like, "Well, what do you do?" So he's asking me, "Did you ever go into the court to represent, like help people out with their cases?" I said, "Yeah, I help people out with their cases, but our people don't want to pay no money for that." He be telling me the same thing everybody else telling me, leave people alone. He's against reparations, he said. He's not even for reparations, he said. No lie. He said he's not even, yo, it was crazy, right? He said he's not even for reparations, but he's a common pleas court judge. I'm gonna show you. He can go right here. No lie. It was funny, right? He used to call me when he was in law school in Texas. Here you go, right here. Hold up. That's him right there. He used to call me before he became all this. And he said the reason why he became a judge, right? The reason why he became a judge is because people were stealing his stuff. Like, he was an engineer.
Okay.
Right? So we sitting outside, and you know how somebody can, you know, it's weird because I can tell when somebody's trying, and I knew this dude for a long time. He was my neighbor. And I can tell when somebody's trying to pick and see, you know what I mean? Like, because he's asking me questions like, or how many people, he said, from doing what you're doing, how many people really start to pick up civics? This is what he's saying to me, right? I said, a lot of people waking up, right? So he's asking me these questions as I'm sitting outside eating. And he asked me all these questions about sovereignty. And I said, how are you a judge and you don't know what sovereignty is?
That
No
don't
lie.
know nothing.
I said, have you been paying attention to the news lately? Everybody's bringing up sovereignty. I know some more out here saying I'm gonna get my sovereign paperwork for $3,000. There is no sovereign paperwork for $3,000. It's really not. But
So where is all this coming from?
it's because Moors are putting. First of all, it's Moors that is doing it. They
Okay.
got this thing from these white dudes. Okay, so most of these Moors don't know this. They got them from guys like Leon Stout, Howard Griswold. See, they don't know who these dudes are. I was in the room with a lot of these dudes right here in
Okay.
Philadelphia, right? So all of this, and as I'm sitting there talking to him, I'm like, okay, this is what it is. I said, if you can find sovereign citizen in any law dictionary, I give you $1,000. Matter of fact, I give you 50,000, even though I don't have it. But go get it. Can't find it, right? So I'm playing with him. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I wasn't even gonna go to the law library until tomorrow. So I was in Jenkins Law Library, right? And I went there purpose just to go cop. I swear, paid to go in there. That's it right there. It was yesterday. I paid to go in there, and I wasn't going to go in until Thursday to do my class in Jenkins. But I went there to copy. I'm a weird dude, Randy. I went there just to go copy the law dictionary of sovereign people. That's all I went there for, to send it to him. I swear, like I could have put it up on my phone and actually showed him the ones I have on my phone. But I said, no, I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna go to Philadelphia, right? And I'm gonna take the picture while I'm in the law library. And he's like a person that would say, you should go to law school, right? You should be an attorney. But I said, no, you got to be corrupt to be an attorney. This is what I told him. This shit is about money. And honestly, the more I stay here, and a lot of you fake ass people that's on these fees, they know they got paper, they can get stuff done. But I'm walking around, no lie. I've been here since last Thursday, and I'm not in no family's house. If y'all notice, I'm not in no family's house. So it ain't cheap to stay where I'm at, right? So, but I'm secured, if that makes sense. And I have a peace of mind, if that makes sense. Because I gotta have my peace of mind. I gotta stay away from the noise. Focus on the signal. I got to deal with the signal, not the noise, not the propaganda. Y'all should look up noise and signals online, and then it'll help you out. Noise and signals. So the noise is a distraction. Y'all are getting distracted. So I'm told him to buy the book. As I'm outside with him, he looked it up. As soon as I said it, no lie, he's online looking it up, right? He said, "Oh, snap." He said, I'm gonna get the audio in the book. You follow me? This is what he said to me. I'm gonna get the audio in the book. So when I was out, I'm walking around Philly. I've been to downtown. I gave people a tour to downtown Philly, the Slave House, George Washington. I walked around the whole Philly, even in my old neighborhoods, even up in Philly. So wasn't I? For 5 hours, I was walking every day. Every day. My niggas sit on their ass, right? And complain. So I'm giving you this, right? So as I'm talking to him about it, and he's asking me about the sovereignty part, and I quoted it for him. I said, there is no such thing as sovereign citizen. It's only sovereign people. I said, the problem is we don't have the right people on radio or television explaining this to people. Because he asked me, where did it come from? And I said, it came from media. I am in media. I've been doing media for a long time, and I know how to manipulate things, right? So I'm sitting when I said, and even some of these Moors, this is why I said some of these Moors, hypocrites, bro. I'm dead ass serious. So as I'm sitting here, and he's telling me how many people, he said, yo, last year, a lot of people got locked up under that sovereign citizen stuff.
Oh my Lord.
No lie, right? I'm sitting here like, wow, really? So he's telling me how many people he locked up. He said, I didn't want to do it. But I said, if they were sovereign, they would be in that courtroom. That's what I told him.
So are they getting locked up for like criminal charges in claiming sovereignty, or is it like not paying this, not paying that because they're saying, oh, I'm sovereign, I don't have to?
So let me explain this to you. I want you to hear me. And if I'm wrong, everybody can come at me. Bring it. So what is happening, just like the sister I was talking to earlier, right? In Delaware, right? They would like to hear Abdullah and Taj and them talk, right? Because you can't really question them cats, right? So they bring people in. And what it is, people may come in, may have a child support issue instead of studying.
Okay, gotcha.
or you may have a traffic issue, right?
Yeah.
Instead of putting in traffic laws, right? And I told people I'm going to be in a law library on Thursday. Everybody, you can join, but you got to pay, right? They don't want to do that. They rather watch somebody just tell them something online, right? And then they get in trouble. Then it's used to Morris sovereignty, and then it don't work. And then they want to blame the whole Morris movement. And they know they're guilty of this, right? So I'm going to shame your asses.
No,
So,
that's very true, because the first time I heard of this sovereignty was from my friend, and he says he's a Moor, and he's like, I gotta tell you something. And so he tried to put me on game. He like, I ain't paid my car. No, I'm getting my light bill taken off. They repossessed my car, but then I got it back under my sovereignty. And I'm like, bro, you sound like
follow me? So now just think about what I just said, right? They never sat in the courtroom unless they had to go in the courtroom. I'm sitting in the courtroom, and I'm just, mind you, I'm a spectator now. I used to go in the courtroom. I used to have to be the court, right? So I'm a spectator in his courtroom in the Criminal Justice Center. So I'm in there yesterday. I'm writing stuff down, and everything took breaks. The conversations they be having in between breaks, nigga, everybody, a lot of those people came in there, got their bill revoked. I swear, he was nope. And then he would say, most people had cases from Burlington and different places, right? I swear to God, from Jersey, right? So everybody would come in front of him. I said, let me see what he's gonna do with this person, right? So he said, Jersey has 30 days to come get you. You know the routine, 30 days. If they don't come get you, we have to release you. Now, if they're gonna come get you, if it's a felony, they're gonna definitely come get you, right? So it was taking the dudes in. So I'm sitting there. So in between all of this is going on, I'm jotting stuff down at the same time I'm recording at the same time, right? It was funny as hell. I can't say it too much because I'm going back into his courtroom. But I'm paying attention to the procedures, right? How this procedure thing go, right? I said, damn. So it was a word they brought up yesterday. I can't lie. I'm gonna show you. And I know y'all never heard of this before, right? Now, this is my dude. That's him, right? Let me show you what they said in between. And the lady, the public pretender, had her children inside the court. I call them public pretenders.
I caught that.
I call them public pretenders. So as I'm in the courtroom, these dudes only had to be like 12 and 13 years old. I'm not lying. So they sit in the courtroom, like, you know where the jury booth would be at, right? So I'm sitting here like, who is young boys? Like, literally, I'm sitting back, and I'm like, who is these young boys sitting over here in this, and they laughing and right? And I'm sitting here like, she preparing these motherfuckers, right? So she's the public pretender. So she's preparing them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm peeping this, right? I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, this is kind of crazy, right? So I'm in the back. I sat in the back because I could tell when I first came in that he was nervous. It was weird. I sat in the back. So I'm sitting there. So in between, when they taking the prisoners back in the back room, right? When the sheriff take them in there, the lady brought this up. Can't make this up right there. She said, and I said, let me write this down to find out what the hell is the right for any reason. I said, nigga, I never even heard this before. Let's be real. I know none of these Moors never heard this before. I'm sitting here saying, nigga, what is this? The right for any reason, more commonly used in legal context. I said, what the hell? So now, mind you, this is the conversation they was having in the courtroom, bro. I'm not lying. Nobody was in there but me, the guy's uncle, and everybody else that was in the courtroom. So I said, damn, what is this? I got to go find out what this is. And I said, damn, these cats make up anything. So the reality is not about the right and the wrong, sis. It's really about money. All this is about, I'm telling you, it's not about right and wrong. It's about money. And I guess that's why he was telling me what I should be doing with people.
Yeah.
Literally, how, again, he can't say but so much, like celebrities that I know, they can't say but so much to me. They can like hint to me. Y'all don't get it. And people try to come at me when they want something for nothing, right? This is what happens. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know how you can read between the lines? I'm like, I'm not saying much. I'm just listening to him for a minute, right? And his uncle was doing all the talking. His uncle was like, what? Yeah, what do you, he like, he started looking me up, his uncle, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm learning how all this works. So the problem is with most of these people, they're watching these Moors on YouTube, right? And then because the sister was telling me in Delaware, there was a guy that was at the House of Reawakening Minds. I said, you notice they never bring my name up at the House of Reawakening Minds. Have you noticed that? I'm right here right now. This is what happens. There will be a conflict with me telling you this, the truth. Like, I know what's going on. We were speaking about Morocco. None of them never been to Morocco, but they keep telling you what the empire of Morocco is, right? This is what they're saying. But yet, in order for you to figure, this is called critical thinking and logic and common sense. I don't take sides with nobody. But when you sit back, right, and you've been to both places, now you can speak on both things. You can speak on what's going on over there, and you can also speak on what's going on over here, right? Not going somewhere for 2 to 3 days. You have to be in these places for a while. And anybody knows I stay overseas for like a couple of months when I go over there, right? So I have not sat down the same way I came to Philadelphia. I ran around Philly since Thursday. I haven't sat down yet. And it's a lot of stuff I found out just being back in Philadelphia. And one dude told me, he said, yo, Sabir, he said, you've been out of Philly too long. He said, you got comfortable in California. I swear that's what he said. He said, Philadelphia is worse than what it was. That's what he said when you was here. I said, really? And you can feel the energy. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't leave, and a lot of these Moors are pissed at me because I'm going to tell you this. And while they over here telling you this from a book, you got to go beyond where books can take you. A majority of the stuff that I see that these Moors are speaking on is crazy. But I always had an open mind. I used to always say this. You can't be a diplomat in your own land. Make it make sense. They don't even tell people what a diplomat is. You cannot be. They said diplomatic tags. You can't be a diplomat in your own land. A diplomat is somebody that comes from another country and comes here. You follow me? So me speaking like that will upset these Moors and upset what y'all hearing with these cats. And this is why you don't see them in the room with me. This is why you notice they don't reach out to me and call me, even down to Dr. Naila, House of Reawakening Mind. So there's things that I do know back with facts. And he can say, well, I got facts too. No, you don't have facts because you really got to have them. It's deeper than what people think it is. It's deeper than this YouTube. So all this is going on. And I'm sitting back and I'm observing how many. I never got locked up talk about no sovereign citizen stuff. I never did. I got locked up challenging jurisdiction one time. I ain't gonna lie to you on that one. But once you get in trouble, right, you step back for a minute. And most people, what these Moors do, this is why you don't hear about a lot of Moors anymore doing certain things if y'all pay attention. You don't hear about them. I never stop. That's why the sister says, Sabir, I can go back 7, 15 years. You still going strong. Because
you know, it's really sad. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Go ahead. No, go.
No, it's really sad because people are actually like genuinely, I feel for the most part, looking for help, looking for themselves, trying to find their identity, and they're really being led astray.
They are.
And it's just sad for them. And they go and, trying to thinking they do the right thing, but now you getting locked up and now you're paying a high price because you didn't want to pay for the information. You wanted to get it for free. So you're going to end up paying either way.
No, that's real talk. And so if anybody wants to try to debunk what I'm saying, come. I've been doing this for a very long time. I know how this shit go. That same courtroom, that's where they took me from one time. In that same courthouse, not the courtroom, but that courthouse. And I used to tell them, I used to say, you don't have jurisdiction over me. Yeah, nigga. They had about 5 sheriffs over there. Niggas handcuffed me, took me up the state road, my nigga. So the thing is that when you go through these things, right? And I never stopped. I just got smarter with it. But all of these people that are selling y'all this paperwork or telling you what you got to do over here, tell them to do it first. This is why all these Moors that you hear about talking about they diplomats, they this and that.
Yeah.
Have you noticed they're not around?
Well, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Okay.
Because the jig is up. And what happens, they're going to use you as an example. And this is what I was telling him. Sovereignty is rooted in your birthright, right? And it's a collective thing. It's collective, right? So what I was doing, because like I said, he kept asking me, do I teach civics on it? Do you make money off of this? Like, this is all the shit he's asking me. Yo, you should become an attorney. So we were sitting there and he was saying, study Title 18. I said, I already studied that shit. In order to be a minor judiciary judge, right, you have to study Title 75, Title 42, and Title 18. Most of y'all probably never even read those books. I'm gonna repeat it again. I'm gonna show you because I was in the law library again, and I sent this to him. Title 75, Title 42, and Title 18 to be a minor judiciary judge. And when I brought that up to him, he said, "Yeah, you do. Those are the three, right? Every last in these books right here, I know everything that's inside of them. There it is right there. I can tell you everything that's inside of them. But I told him I refuse to be any of these things because it's corruption you got to deal with. It's corruption. You got to be corrupt. This is why I brought up the DA of Philly, the DA, Seth Williams, Shaka Fataz, and Thomasina Time. They all went to jail for bribery and fraud and all these other things. So when they have something on you, they got something on you. And what I'll be seeing with a lot of these Moors, I'll be like, damn, you know what I mean? They selling y'all the same bull. You're not sitting in no courtrooms trying to figure this thing out. Because if you knew that you're not, if you know that the court don't have jurisdiction, then why are you in there? You follow me? And this is the thing. You're going to have money to battle these people. Money. You don't have money nor the power. So what happens? People go to it, right? Because they're seeking the remedy in what is going on. And these Moors are selling people this. Oh, this is our land. Then the only way you're going to do is one, you're going to have to fight for this shit, or you got to stack your paper and do something. They're serious. So I said, let me try things different. Let me take people inside the law library and let you rent the room. We can rent the room for $50, right? Because I was just in there yesterday, and you can pick out everything that you're going through.
Sabir, I gotta go. I'll check you later.
Peace. And this is what I was in there yesterday with. I went there and even to get this when I was in the law library. You got to sign up to LexisNexis. This is on reparations. That was on reparations. There's about 18 pages in here on reparations. Nations and nations. Nations and nations. That's where I'm at. And this is why I tell people to read this book. I'm avoiding the noise, people. What you're seeing on social media is noise. It's all distractions. It's distractions. And that's what we caught up in. Don't get mad at me. I'm just giving it to you. So I'm in Philly. I see what's going on. It ain't a damn Moor can try to debunk anything that I'm saying. You can bring all talking about we indigenous to this land because I heard such and such and such and such say it. Yeah, right. Right. That's why you don't see me on nobody's platform like that. Because I've been to places. I've sat in law libraries. I have not seen none of these Moors in not one law library since I've been here. And they never been, because they never did a live video inside of a law library. So when I see these things, people, it's not, again, I'm not even dealing with our people anymore like that. I'm not. I'm sitting in Center City. I'm bugging out like it ain't just white people, B. It's our people. And what we do things because we want something from somebody. I don't want anything from these people. I don't want nothing from them. I just want my people to think. You follow me? There is no get out of jail card with no nationality. It's none of that, B. None of that. If anybody really studied it, that whole nationality thing is for you and your salvation. That's what Noble Drew Ali was talking about. You and your salvation. The other parts, all these other things come later. That's law, and it takes time to do that. And it's not for everybody. It's not for everyone. If that's the case, every goddamn body will be an attorney then. Everybody will be a judge then. It's not for everybody. And this is what I'm seeing with our people. So if any more that's on this feed want to debunk what I'm saying, please feel free to come on. This is why you don't see me in the room with them, because I'm going to debunk everything. In order for you to debunk it, right, you have to first study it. You got to study what I'm debunking. You're debunking. They're not studying it. You either have to go travel. But say, well, I don't need to go travel nowhere, because you can't go nowhere because you probably don't even have a passport. And this is just the reality. Most of these Moors can't get a passport. I'm going to tell you why. Either they have a child support issue, but if you knew how to work around the child support thing, you would get one. Don't let them lie to you and say that, oh, we don't have to get one and have to go nowhere. No, you want to go somewhere. And if you could, you would go somewhere. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. So clean up your act. Get with the people that can help you. You follow me? You know this is true. Most of them don't even have the names that they claim they have on documents. You follow me? It don't. My stuff says Sabir Bey. You know the weird part is, Marcus, bro, and it's everybody can do this. I have this thing, right? It's called a TSA pre-check. I had an argument with a brother on the phone yesterday, and we was talking about it. And after I explained it to him why I did it, TSA pre-check, right? They do a 10-year background check. They go back and see if you got any felonies, right? They go back 10 years. And as I was telling him, I have a passport card in a passport. Passport card don't have an address on it. So you got to know how to maneuver all these things. So what I do is I use the tools that I have to maneuver the way I need to maneuver. See, these cats will tell you that they have it, but they would never say, okay, here I go right here. They're not going to do that. They will say, well, yeah, brother, I use my Moorish nationality card on such and such. That's a damn lie, big. And again, this is why they don't want me in the room. Instead of saying, humbling themselves and saying, how did you do it, bro? How did you do that? So it's not, again, it's our own people that's doing the dirt too, because it's not them. Instead of humbling themselves and trying to figure this thing out. So I be hearing this unity thing. Moors don't even want unity. I'm like, nigga, I already know them. So this is why they get beat up in these courtrooms. They get played on TikTok, and niggas be clowning these Moors on TikTok. But I'll be like, people be sending me videos. I'll be like, okay, go it up. But I do know from sitting in these places and sitting amongst people and just watching our people, and our people are truly hurting. They are hurting. And as I'm walking through Philadelphia today, this morning, just walking, they're hurting. And they don't know who to trust. More supposed to have integrity. They're supposed to, but it's not about integrity anymore. It's about money. And the real people who are putting the work in is the ones who suffer the most. They're no different than any politician that's out here. They're no different than any politician. You're supposed to have integrity. There it is. We don't have that. They talk about standing on principles, but they backbite and slander, ungodly. If I don't like you, if Sabir Bey don't like you, I'm going to let you know I don't like you. This is just me. I'm going to let you know. And I'm just letting y'all know how this thing go. Okay? Hey, they're deporting nationals. Who cares? If you got some facts on, let me know. Come on the feed. Come to the cipher. Don't be afraid. If you don't come on this feed and you keep talking, I'm going to definitely get rid of you. Okay? I'm letting y'all know that right now. If you say, this is the thing about media, once again, hit the link and let me know. Come to the feed with some facts. So these things are happening is because what people are doing is watching people. I want them to come at me. I want them to try to deport me. I want them to ask me these questions. You don't understand. You ain't hear what Brandy said when I was questioning the sheriff when I was at the sheriff department at the CJC. I don't care about them to asking me questions, brother. Let's go. Let's talk about it for a minute. Deport me back to Morocco, my nigga. I'm fine. If you want to deport me, I'll go back to Morocco. It's better than being here. Deport me there. I'll take that. Take that, take that, take that, take that. Y'all are afraid, and they use fear. They use fear to get you. You can't fear. I don't listen. Let me tell you something. I seen death. I witnessed death. I went through death. So ain't shit you can do to me to make me scared. Death is knocking on everybody's door, B. Everybody's door. If you saw me downtown around those police officers and the sheriffs, she told you. She said, Sabir, please don't get locked up. I'm me. I'm not afraid, brother. So again, I'm not talking to the conscious people. I'm talking to the unconscious. And don't get duped by these Moors trying to sell y'all paperwork or selling you to buy and buy or talking about we got Moors passports and sovereign citizens. And nah. I know the Leon Stouts, the Howard Griswolds. I knew all of those types of people. I was in the room with these dudes. All of them. So I know where it all comes from. Period. Remember what I said. Focus on the signal, not the noise. What you're getting is noise. It's a bunch of noise, and it's going to get you in trouble many ways. So when he was asking me that question, do I give civics classes? I said, yeah, I do. So I went to the law library yesterday, and I didn't want to go because I was going to do it tomorrow. And I'm trying to see, I'm going to figure it out the way my bank account is set up. I'm trying to figure out how long I'm going to be here. I've been here for a week already. So this is one of the books I was in the law library with. Right there. Analyzing Law. I guarantee you never saw that book before. I bet your bottom dollars these Moors never even seen that book. Bet you. Okay? So I went to the law library, and as I'm in there, I'm sitting there, did a little quick Instagram, and I'm like, man, our people don't want nothing until something happens to us. We don't want nothing until something happens. And then you want a microwave way out of it. This is Ballantyne's. I had this law dictionary too, but I sold one of them. Give me 1 second. I'm telling you, I'm getting tired of our people, brother. I need to just sell out. Not sell out, but get away from y'all. I really do. That was in the law library yesterday. And the thing about it, you got to get on LexisNexis to get certain stuff. So this is what I sent him, my man that's a judge. This is what I gave. Damn, why is it doing this? So this is what I gave him. I don't have nobody giving me thousands of dollars for this. Okay? Why are you asking for money? Stop. Same reason why people asking giving up $3,000 for paperwork for what? I could do a lot of stuff while we're here. If somebody got a budget, let's make it happen. But don't expect me to pop up nowhere for free. I'm chilling. I'm going to go down to the Constitutional Center. That's where I'm going to go at. I'm going down to the Constitutional Center and probably do a live down there. So those are the law dictionaries I have with me. Bouvier's Black's Law 14. That's it. Black's Law 14. I got a Black's Law 14 now. No, 12. I mean, Ballantyne's, Black's Law, Bouvier's. So how could you be a judge or an attorney and you don't even know this? Do y'all know that a judge, an attorney, supposed to know the remedy for the rule, regulations, and statutes? An attorney supposed to know the remedy for the rule, regulations, and statute. If they don't know, they could be disqualified. But you'll pay for somebody to lie to you, to sell you paperwork. This takes a lot of work to do this, B. Let me go to sovereignty again. You want to see sovereignty again? So he didn't even know about sovereignty as a judge. But states are sovereign. Really? State sovereign immunity. So they don't ask the right people to come on these feeds to explain this to anybody on radio. So this is why people get caught up in this sovereign thing, because you truly don't know what sovereignty is. And sovereignty is rooted in your birthright. And it's a collective. It's not an individual thing. It's not individual. It's not an individual thing. It's collective. And this is the thing about a lot of these Moors. They're not going to do that because they're not together. They're truly not, man. So let me see if I can pull up sovereign in the Dred Scott case. How many of y'all have the Dred Scott case? How many of y'all have Dred Scott versus Sanford case? Better come on, speak now, forever hold your peace. So let's go to the Dred Scott case for a second. Let me help y'all out. Y'all should get the book too. because the book is much in detail too. So here you go right here. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 minute. I'll do it this way. I'm going to read it to y'all, all right? But why are the African race born in a state not permitted to share in one of the highest duties of citizen? That's a question. The answer is obvious. He is not by the institution and laws of the state numbered among its people. He forms no part of sovereignty of the state. He forms no part of sovereignty of the state, and it is not therefore called on to uphold or defend. This is what y'all should be backing. But again, we looking for microwave ways out of things. There it is. That's the Dred Scott. It's not parts of the book. Okay? So just bear with me. Again, you got time if you want to try to debunk what I'm saying. I know that case like the back of my hands. Not the black man has no rights to the white man was bound to respect. Nah, we ain't talking about that. Nah. That's minor. This is the Dred Scott book. It's in and of itself. So when you read these things, people, when you really start reading these things, you start understanding how this goes. This book is $3,000. Black folks won't spend money on that, but people, and I was reading something about people who really do research, like inquiring minds. Y'all wouldn't spend $3,000 on a book like that. But somebody who wants to know and how to tie this together would. If you want this book, y'all can reach out to me. Let me show you what the book is. You want to see? Dred Scott book. There it is. 534 pages. So this is a lot of work doing this. But the case is a little different than what the book is. But once you start putting this stuff together, it start making so much sense. I told y'all before, I'm in every law library. So this Thursday, I'm going to be in Jenkins Law Library in Philly doing a class. No, it will not be on YouTube. Not on YouTube. That's in Emory Law Library in Atlanta. I could have did one in Atlanta too. That was me in Atlanta with my son. Been to all these law libraries. But you don't see them in there doing this because what happens, they got to sell you some sovereign paperwork for $3,000. $3,000. Okay. That's Emory Law Library in Atlanta. This is a different day of me having my classes inside Emory Law Library. So again, man, you cannot knock these Europeans for what they do. You have to, you really can't knock them, B. You can't. You got to respect it. We caught up in this white supremacy conversation. Nah. It's the haves and the have-nots. Okay? The have and the have-nots. And a lot of these people are straight pimps in this conscious community, and they know exactly who they are. Okay? So those books was inside the law library in Emory. So I done been to almost every law library there is and did classes inside the even Thurgood Marshall Law Library. And if I tell you this, you think I'm bragging about it. No, I'm telling y'all the game. And it takes, like Carter G. Woodson said, it takes a lot of painstaking research, B. A lot of painstaking research to do this work. And it's not easy. It's truly not easy. So let me show you something else. Bear with me. Is everybody okay? So remember, sovereign citizens does not exist. It don't exist. I'm open to speak on any radio show on sovereign citizen and sovereign people. Y'all have to put it out there to the algorithm. I'm open, and you won't find sovereign citizen nowhere. Sovereign people. is the political body consisting of the entire number of citizens and qualified electors who in their collective capacity possesses the power of sovereignty and exercise them through their chosen representatives. See Scott versus Sanford. Sovereign people is the political body consisting of the entire number of citizens and qualified electors who in their collective capacity possesses the power of sovereignty and exercise them through their chosen representative. That's why I said see Scott versus Sanford. If you never really read the case, you don't know about it. You can't read part of the case or one page of the or one paragraph of the case. You got to study the whole damn case. But I noticed something out here, even in Philly. They don't give y'all time to do nothing out this motherfucking nigga. Nigga, y'all be tired as hell. Crazy. Like real rap. I said, damn, do y'all have time? By the time people work, you're going to go home, cook, probably get your children together, and then do this shit all over again. Kind of crazy, ain't it? Crazy, right? They taking y'all time, man. They taking your time. They taking your time. So I move at a certain pace. I'm not a person who's thrilled with trying to get 1,000 followers, 1 million. I don't care about followers, big. I'll take their followers. Just like my sister said, she watched my show. I was on Red Pill and Blue Pill. Oh, go ask them a question too. They don't have me on this show no more. They won't even pay. So she said I was on Red Pill show, and that's how she found me. And she said, since then, I ain't never watched this show again. I said, damn, sister, go watch their shows. She said, I ain't watched their shows since then. But if I'm on somebody's show, believe me, I'm gonna pull your audience, and that's why they don't want me on their shows. Y'all can get mad at all y'all want. You can get mad all you want. If I'm lying, share it to them. Share it out. They're serious. And if you're serious, if you think I'm lying, somebody hit the link and come on my feed. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Hit that link, y'all. Let's go.
Listen to this rhyme. They taking your. It's like you in prison when you don't use your mind. Rise up and shine. They taking your time. It's like you in prison when you don't use your mind. 11 million people unemployed, and I'm one of them. I grew up with the rats and roaches. I had fun with them. Fly snakes and fine clothes. I had none of them. But when it came to MC rhymes, I had a ton of them. People told me, go get a job. I would run from them. I saw the workforce, and work was no fun for them. No beach, no mountain, and no sun for them. With slave driving bosses, why would I come under them? So at 7 a.m. you wake up from sleep. At 7 a.m. I wake up and take a leak. At 7:05 you got slippers on your feet. At 7:07 I'm going right back to sleep. At 7:15 you thinking about today's meeting. At 7:30 a.m. my friend I'm still sleeping. At 7:45 your phone starts beeping. Old text messages from yesterday's meeting. 8 a.m. you're leaving, it's freezing. You're feeling unworthy, trying to get to work before 9:30. 9:45 I'm just turning over. 9:45 man, you're looking over your shoulder. Here comes the boss, looking for that folder. And you know within the folder you didn't meet your quota. Now 11 o'clock's up on ya. Your boss says, where's the folder? And you feel like you are gonna. Well, you simply gotta make it up. But 11 o'clock, cops pay our best just waking up. Linger in the bed to about 11:30. Spit a morning prayer, I hope heaven heard me. Stand up at about 12 o'clock. You on your lunch break. I'm just eating breakfast, vegetarian cupcakes. 1 o'clock, you back at your desk, back at the office, back at the stress. Your desk is a mess. Listen to this rhyme, they taking your time. It's like you in prison when you don't use your mind. Rise up and shine, they taking your time. It's like you in prison when you don't use your mind. You doing your best, but your best ain't enough. You want to do less, but less makes it rough. It's 101 in the public and private sector. Either way, I'm giving a conference at 4 p.m. a lecture topic while I check my other appointments. Is hip hop as a culture and lifetime employment? See, back in the days to avoid getting jerked, we was told to go to college in case rap didn't work. Now today, not to be so hurt, you better know how to rap in case your degree don't work. Man, you better get the lesson and stop stressing. MCing and DJing are high-paying professions. But if you need to, don't let them deceive you. You ain't gotta believe me, it's time you believe you. Listen to this rhyme. They taking your time. It's like you in prison when you don't use your mind. Rise up and shine. Taking your time. It's like you in prison when you don't use your mind.
Atum.
All right, so listen, y'all, listen. This is in law. This is actually in the law library in Atlanta. You see that? You don't see human rights lawyers nowhere. Nowhere. Do you? So I'm going to share something with y'all. I'm supposed to go down to Constitutional Center. I would get some constitutions, but if somebody donated me about $500, I'll go get a bunch of constitutions and give them away. That'd be my public, my duty. So I would go get the Declarations of Human Rights. So in Philadelphia, the Constitutional Center is down the street. So I would go get a bunch of constitutions, bunch of Declaration of Human Rights. They all down there. And I would literally give them out. But the way my bank account is set up, I ain't doing no stuff like that. I'm finished. I don't have nobody donating me money like that. So if I had thousands of dollars, I go get a bunch of Declaration of Human Rights and give them away. And a bunch of, you're going to see me live. Just keep your notifications on. You're going to see me walk in there. Okay. You're going to definitely see me walk in there. Okay. So if you don't have if you're not subscribed to Sabir Bey's YouTube channel, I suggest you go over now and subscribe to Sabir Bey's YouTube channel, because you're going to see me walk in there. So if somebody want to drop me 500 to 1,000, I go get a whole bunch of the books and give them away. That's not my job to do that, but that's your politician's job to do that. I'm just the public servant. I can't keep coming out of my pockets for this shit. But I can't keep doing that, B. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll be down there later on. Okay, it's 12:30. So, give or take another 45 minutes to an hour. I'll be walking down there. Keep your notifications on. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You're going to see me walk in there. And then you bring up stuff like this. The Human Rights Building in D.C. I was going to go to D.C. also. I was going to make my way to D.C. I'd went right back to this building. Can't make this up. I would have did a video right here in front of this building. And y'all sit up here and believe these civil rights attorneys. Stop it. Come on, B. Stan, what's up? Y'all don't want truth. You don't want truth. Y'all don't want no truth, B. You want to get out of child support and traffic tickets. That's minor stuff, B. Those are minor issues, my G. I was going to go back to DC and go right here and do a video right there in front of this and Carter G. Woodson statue. The Human Rights Campaign envisioned a world where lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer, I can't even get mad at these people, right? People are ensured equality and embrace as a full members of society, at home, at work, in every community. You can't get mad at the LGBTQ people. They will back each other while we sit up and talk about, I got to get out of child support, brother. Well, how are we supposed to do it, Sabir? I don't know. But I'm telling you, you don't have no human rights lawyers, so-called black human rights lawyers. I'm going to explain this to you. I need y'all to follow me. If y'all confused about something, I'm open. I'm in Philadelphia, baby. Okay? You see this? She's a human rights attorney, human rights lawyer. You should look her up. I believe she's from Philistine, but she teaches at Rutgers, Associate Professor of African Studies and Criminal Justice at Rutgers University. Really? So you tell me, where's the so-called black human rights lawyers at? Gay people got more rights than y'all Negroes. Damn. Matter of fact, I should go over there to New Jersey. I should go here. I might go up here and meet her. Y'all know I'll be doing stuff like that. I randomly go do these things. So I might go check out. Y'all know any human rights lawyers? Any? Any human rights lawyers anywhere? Could somebody help me out? Because she's one. You know why? Because black folks don't have no nationality. Blacks don't have no nationality. I know. You better teach your children they're not black people. Mine, no. Human rights does not apply to black people. They don't apply to inanimate objects. So this is the Human Rights Campaign building. Even the gay people got rights more than you black folks. But let me see if I can pull something up. Hold up. Bear with me. Y'all want to see something that's ill? Let's go to civil rights for a minute. This is what your black folks deal with. Remember, black folks was classified as property, right? Yeah, they still are. That's why you got to read the Dred Scott case. Property itself does not have civil rights. So let me explain to y'all what civil rights is, just in case y'all don't know what it is. Civil rights is only from discrimination. That's it. That's it. Here you go. Read it. The Constitution. While the Constitution protects property rights. See that? Ordinances, fair housing, 14th Amendment. But if you read the 14th Amendment, it'll tell you that aliens are under the 14th Amendment. If you ever read it, I know. And this is what Carter G. Woodson was saying about how it was too much painstaking research. It's too much painstaking research. Let's see something. Give me 1 minute. Do I even have that up here? Give me 1 minute. Let me see if I can find it. So, bear with me. Let's see if we can find the amendment. Jarrell, are you on the feed with me, brother? Because I want you to look up something. I want people to look up aliens real quick, because I'm going to go to the Constitutional Center in a minute. And I'm going to share with y'all what Europeans be reading, how real people read certain books, not fantasy books. 4425. Give me 1 second. $44.25. 1 second. That one. So anybody that's claiming the 14th Amendment, I'm going to help y'all out, okay? Any of you black folks who claiming the 14th Amendment, I'm going to help them out. All right? $44.24. I'm going to give y'all two from out of a regular law dictionary. So for anybody that's claiming the 14th Amendment made them citizens, and again, you don't have nothing in your pocket that make you a citizen either. So let me help you out. It says the 14th Amendment, right? So let's go to the 14th Amendment for y'all to don't understand how this works. All right. An alien, a foreign-born person who has not qualified. Give me 1 second. Let's put it up here. Has not qualified as a citizen of the country, but an alien is a person within the meaning of the due process clause of the U.S. Constitution. So that's what black folks claim. You don't want to believe that one? Let's take you to another one to see if we can make it more clearer. Okay. Let's go to another one. You ready? Let's go here. Give me 1 second. An alien is a person within the meaning of the due process clause of the 14th Amendment. Damn. Damn, ain't that kind of crazy? But that's what black people claim. You really believe that you're free. This is why they don't want you to touch your nationality. This is why these Europeans know more about you than you know about yourself. So Negroes will sit up here and say crazy stuff like this. Give me 1 second. This is the mayor of Philadelphia. Give me 1 second. I can't make this up. You want to hear the mayor in Philadelphia? Jarrell, check this one out, bro. This is the crazy part. This is the mayor, right? Listen to what she said.
$1 million structural deficit and won't be able to continue without those dollars.
Hold up.
Wealth of Pennsylvania, in the city of Philadelphia, the birthplace of democracy.
No,
and we're going to lead the way we've always led.
No, that's a lie.
In our nation. We can't lead without making mass transit a priority in our city. We stand firmly behind Governor Josh Shapiro and his plan. He's been proactive and he made sure he introduced it. And with the support and fight, let me lift up our Philadelphia legislators and leaders and Speaker Joanna McClinton, Appropriations Chairman Jordan Harris, Appropriations Chairman Vincent Hughes, along with Matt Bradford, who is the Democratic leader in the Pennsylvania House. They have done a yeoman's job in attempting to respond, not being expert articulators of the problem, but doing what the subject matter expert told you. Scott Sauer, who is not a politician, he rose up through the ranks when he tells us that SEPTA is facing a $240 million structural deficit and won't be able to continue without those dollars. You listen and you do what our Governor Josh Shapiro did. You immediately come up with a substantive response. Governor Shapiro's recommendation to come up with a recurring revenue source that would generate $280 million plus. So what is the city of Philadelphia doing? Working in partnership with our city council of Philadelphia and Council President Kenyatta Johnson in particular, was that we answered the call. We speak in budgets. And the city of Philadelphia passed a budget that included $792 million in funding for SEPTA over our 5-year plan. If the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the city of Philadelphia, the birthplace of democracy.
I said, what the hell did she just say? This is not a damn democracy. Boy, somebody get, I told you I'm going to go down to the Constitutional Center. I'm going to go down there. If y'all around, y'all should beat me there. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. I'm going down to the Constitutional Center and I'm going to see if I can get me a bunch of constitutional books. So this is in the Constitutional Center. Let me help you out. It says the word democracy does not appear once in the Constitution. This motherfucker. What? This is just like the judge that didn't even know what sovereign people was. He said sovereign citizen. Y'all think these people smart. These niggas are not smart at all. These are figureheads, man. This is in the Constitution. Can't make this up. That's in the Constitution. Y'all don't get it yet. Y'all think these people smart. I'll sit with any of them. Somebody help me. Yo, these people are not smart at all, man. They're not. Hold on, we got some more. Just bear with me, bro. This is in the constitutional book. Can't make this up. Y'all think these people smart. Look at here. John Hanson. Can't. This is in the constitutional book. When we think of the president of the United States, many people do not realize we're actually referring to the president elected under the U.S. Constitution. Everybody knows that the president, the first president in that sense, was George Washington. But in fact, the Articles of Confederation, the predecessors. So let me explain this to y'all, just in case y'all don't know how this works. So if you're a general in the military, who has to sign you off? And what is the president's job? If you are in, what is the president's position in his job? Somebody talk to me for a minute. What's the president's job? Commander in chief, right? Thank you very much. See, civics, right? That's why my man was asking me yesterday, that my man that's a judge, he asked me, he said, man, you're not teaching civics. He said, you should be being consultant to people. So if Hanson was the president and George Washington was in the military, then who had to sign him out? It was John Hanson. Simple, right? Okay. Very simple. So y'all should get, these are the home rule charters, and every city has one. It's called the Home Rule Charter. That was me inside the law library. Home Rule Charter. So what I'm going to do, I'll be at Jenkins Law Library on Thursday, but you're going to have to pay to come in that class with me, B. Okay? You got to pay. I told you I can go get a whole bunch of constitutions. If somebody put up the money, I'd give them away. Give them away. And this is why we don't truly know anything about economics, because we're not being taught these things. So bear with me. Let me help you out a little bit more, okay? I'm almost finished. Let me show you something else in the law dictionary, an old law dictionary. Are you ready? So let me put my banner back up here in the yellow. You can reach out to me right there and support there too. All right. So you have attorney in fact. How many of y'all knew that it was attorney in fact? Y'all should. Hey man, I wish I can go live while I sit in this law in a courtroom. I'm gonna go back to the courtroom with my boy that's a judge. I got it. I'm gonna sit in that courtroom again. Attorney in fact. But then you have this. You ready? Let me help y'all out. Let's pull this one up. It says, let's see if I can pull this up. All persons who are capable of acting for themselves. This is under attorney. And even those who are disqualified from acting in their own capacity, if they have sufficient understanding as an infant. This is all an attorney, people, of a proper age. Then it says attorney at law is an officer of the court. Let me see if I can pull this up so y'all can see this one out. Let me move this out the way. So again, you have to have these things in your head. Remember I told you about the noise? Remember I told you about the noise and the signal. Look up noise and signal, people. I don't focus on the noise. It's distractions and it's gossip. Distractions. Look up this. Noise and signal. Focus on the signal, not the noise. I don't sit up here and blame this white man dude for everything. I'm blaming everybody. Okay? All right? Noise and signals. Noise and signals. So this is why guys like Ronald Reagan, Mark Zuckerberg, and all these people, they read shit. They be reading shit. Hold on, let me help you out. Give me 1 second. I gotta pull this up too. Let's go to Ronald Reagan for a minute. Can't make this up. I'm gonna show you how crazy this is. Ronald Reagan, right? Hold up. Pay attention, y'all. This is the game.
I studied economics in college when I was young, and I learned there about a man named Ibn Khaldun, who lived 1,200 years ago in Egypt. And 1,200 years ago, he said, in the beginning of the empire, the rates were low, the tax rates were low, but the revenue was great. He said in the end of the empire, when the empire was collapsing, the rates were great and the revenue was low.
Did y'all get it? Should I rewind it back so they can get it again? Let's go back to Ronald Reagan, what he said.
I studied economics in college when I was young, and I learned there about a man named Ibn Khaldun, who lived 1,200 years ago in Egypt. And 1,200 years ago, he said, in the beginning of the empire, the rates were low, the tax rates were low, but the revenue was great. He said in the end of the empire, when the empire was collapsing, the rates were great and the revenue was low.
Should I play it for y'all? How many of y'all know who Ibn Khaldun is? Raise your hand. Anybody? Y'all know who Ibn Khaldun is? I told you what type of lessons I give you. But they'll tell you don't deal with this. But yet, everybody studies these people, right? They were Muslims. How many of y'all know who Ibn Khaldun is? Let's do it one more time. Listen up. One more time.
I studied economics in college when I was young.
Somebody sent us to Boyce Watkins. I asked Boyce Watkins, did he know who Ibn Khaldun was? He didn't know who he was.
And I learned there about a man named Ibn Khaldun, who lived 1,200 years ago in Egypt. And 1,200 years ago, he said, in the beginning of the empire, the rates were low, the tax rates were low, but the revenue was great. He said in the end of the empire, when the empire was collapsing, the rates were great and the revenue was low.
So, for y'all that don't know who Ibn Khaldun is, it's the Muqaddimah. Ooh, wait a minute. It's the Muqaddimah. Let's see if we can pull him up real fast, okay? Y'all ready? See, we don't read this type of stuff, but yet you got Boyce Watkins and running around talking about, we know economics, brother. No, these people study you. Let me help you out. For y'all that don't know, that's Ibn Khaldun right there. That's in Tunis. That's North Africa. For y'all that don't know. And yes, that's me standing. And I bought my book that day. I bought it that day in Tunis. It's called Receipts. Don't get mad at me. Receipts. That's Ibn Khaldun. Okay. Let's see if I can find the other one with Ibn Khaldun. Here you go. Ibn Khaldun. But yet you talk about economics though, right? Okay. You have no idea what I know. What's in my crazy head. Ibn Khaldun. Let's see who else was talking about Ibn Khaldun. Would it be Mark Zuckerberg? I told y'all, they be having their children read these books. Why Mark Zuckerberg, the guy that y'all on his Facebook, YouTube, what do you got? What do you got? Instagram? Is it Instagram he has and Facebook? Wants everyone to read the 14th century Islamic book. But you got to go there and see it, read it. Ibn Khaldun. Why would he say that? See, we follow. The crazy part is you on his Facebooks, right? But you never would go read what he said. Now, mind you, I had my book before he even said that. Before he even said that, I had the book. I bought my book in Tunis, in North Africa. I told you, focus on the signals, people, not focus on the signal, not the noise. Reagan cites Islamic scholar. But black folks will tell you, they say, don't deal with that, brother. It's economics. Yeah. So you think it's white supremacy or you just not in the know? Okay. I was in Tunis. It's a lot of stuff that's over there, y'all. It's a lot. And matter of fact, I even went to go get his original. I took a picture of his original writing. Give me 1 second. You want to see the original? If you have an iPhone, do me a favor. If you have an iPhone, you could take your iPhone and put it up here. This was in Turkey. It was in Turkey. That's it right there. Ibn Khaldun's book. And it means the introduction. So when I was in Istanbul, Turkey, I was like, yo, okay, let me find this. Let me see if I can pull it up. Give me 1 second. This is why they ahead of the game. So that's Ibn Khaldun's book, right? So this is in Turkey too. The other picture was Tunis. That's in Turkey. That's the Blue Mosque. So people travel outside the United States. Don't just go to the Bahamas and Mexico. Go overseas, baby. It's safe over there. Believe me. That's a very safe place. Very safe place. So you would think, like my brother said, you would think people want to pick my brain to figure out what was going on over there. And the sister that took my picture was from Saudi Arabia. And she said, oh, you know about Ibn Khaldun and Ibn Battuta and Averroes and all these beautiful people that black folks run from? This is who would bring me into their school system. It would be the Europeans that would bring me into the school system to talk about these things, while black folks run around talking about, we need reparations, brother. So that's when I was in Turkey. I'm going to give y'all another one before I get off of here, okay? And I want you to look him up also. I'm going to give you two people. Matter of fact, two different statues. This is in Cordoba, Spain. How many people know about Averroes? I'm giving you things that the European studies, and he's studying us. They're studying us all day. That's in Cordoba, Spain. That's Averroes. I'll give you the breakdown of his name, okay? That's in Cordoba. And I stayed here when I was there in Cordoba. This is where I stayed at. That was his house. Well, it ain't there no more, but you know. Hotel Averroes. Y'all can look it up for yourself. You ain't got to take my word for nothing. Nah. So you got to immerse yourself inside the cultures, people, so you can really feel it. You can't feel it by driving past somewhere, sitting somewhere in a 10-star hotel. You got to be in these places to find the history out. And when you find it, it's like, wow, you can't go back. You can't go back. So y'all can look up Averroes' name, okay? Seriously, look him up. And then ask one of these guys from overseas or somebody that's in one of these Ivy League universities about these people. And they're going to tell you about them. Look him up. And I'm going to take you to Barcelona University. When I even sat in Barcelona University, literally inside their whole class. They go Averroes again. This is in Barcelona University. Let's move this out the way. That's in Barcelona. See, you don't spend money on what you need to spend money on. We spend money on foolishness. That's Averroes. And when you really start doing the research on all these people, it'll start opening you up. This is why I say, man, focus on the signals, man. Get rid of the noise, man. You're focusing on the wrong thing. I'm almost finished. That's why I can sit down and have a conversation with Vlad. Somebody send us to Vlad. Let's sit down and ask some questions with Vlad. Those are my yarmulkes and those are my books. Who are the original Jews? Let's go. Okay. That book right here, The Jews in Morocco. Okay. Which actually the Moors. There it is. The Moors Jews. Y'all think you think the Jews is a race of people? It's not a race of people. It's a creed. See, this is what they don't teach. The Moors don't teach this. They tell you Islamism. But if you know anything about Judaism, they want to stray. So Islam comes to do what? Bring you back on a straight path. We're not even practicing true Islam. So there it is right there. The Moorish Jews. And this is the synagogue that I was at. Percy was there with me. What's up, Percy? Synagogue. Percy, what's up, home?
Nothing much, man. I just sent you a video. Like I'm just now getting to the stuff like in Spain. I'm just now processing that stuff. Like, so it's like the stuff that you're talking about. It's like I'm revisiting at the same time, and
You
it's
texted
like,
me?
yeah,
Well, I can't look at a text right now because I'm
yeah,
using my phone.
yeah. I know.
If you send it to the Instagram, I can play it, whatever it is.
All right. Let me work on that while I talk to you. So yeah, man. It's just like just listening. I think a lot of this stuff is that people have to literally see it here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like to actually understand. Because like that's what it took for me to like to put the period on it. Was like, wait a minute, like it was here and then it was here and it was just like, wait a minute, like what's
I know
going
it's
on?
crazy.
Yeah,
Percy, y'all don't know. Percy went over there. Percy was over there with me. I think Percy's the one that took that picture. I don't know if it was you or Karen that took that picture. One of y'all.
I can't
But
remember, man.
but you got, like you said, you got to go to the places to actually see it for yourself, and you be like, damn, this is real. It's
Yeah,
like it's
that part right there tricked me right there. Like like how like the crazy part is like okay, it's like to where people understand it's kind of like what the way they teach us here was like Muslims in there was like Christian Bloods
exactly
in
that's what they teach over
in a
here.
sense.
The Crips and Bloods. No, that's a lie.
And I'm like, wait a minute, like to see them live together, I'm like, wait a minute, okay. I'm like, they will go inside the mosque and pray. So it's like how are you at odds? It's like I don't know, bro. Like
But this is what it is, Percy, because this is what I was telling my man that's a judge. I said because the media puts it out there. They don't go to real people. They go to the people that has little knowledge of all of this. That's what's happening. They go to the people that have little knowledge of this information, and then you will hear that, right? They would never say, let's bring Sabir over here so he can explain and show on top of that. And it's our people that say, don't bring Sabir over here. It's not the white man. It's our people who say it. It's a lot of these Moors that say it. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. It's Moors that actually
yeah,
say it. Me and 100, they say that,
yeah,
but you got to see it for yourself. And I had
yeah,
a conversation with a sister earlier about the House of Reawakening Minds. I said, you notice you never see me over there. They would never, everybody knows. I was just downtown in Philly, right? There was a guy sitting outside the coffee shop on 15th Street. And as I'm walking out the coffee shop, we started talking. He said, yo, man, I never know where you at, man. He said, I knew you was in the city. You follow me? And I didn't know he watched my videos. I did not
yeah.
know this dude watched my videos. And I'm like, really? He said, yeah, man, I'll be watching your videos. I didn't know you was here. I'll be like, you watch my videos? He said, because your videos are like, you'll be there, then you'll be gone. Like, this is what he said. Like, I'm here and then I'm gone. But
Yeah,
it was weird that people see you that you don't never know. So I know if the average person watches me, I know these kinds of people watch. They're watching.
yeah,
They want to act like they're not watching. But again, I speak to the common person. I say, pull up, let's have a cup of coffee, let's talk. But when he said that to me this morning, man, I was kind of like, damn, you watch my videos? I ain't even think somebody like him watch my videos. Really didn't. If you would see the dude, he's one of those corporate type dudes. You know what I mean? Like you
yeah.
wouldn't watch the videos, bro. But he said, yeah, I said, I watch your videos.
That's what's
you
up.
know so it's a lot to this, man. And again, I'm just really seeing, brother, and being back in Philly, and I've been here since last Thursday, and I'm seeing it, bro. Like our people are hurting, like straight up. Like walking down the streets, it's like every fucking black person got an attitude. I'm like, damn, dude,
Yeah,
like I swear,
yeah.
bro, I swear.
Like
I'm like,
tense.
damn, are you serious? You hurting that bad? It's because they keep people so busy that you have time to do nothing, bruh.
Yeah,
Nothing. you know. And I tell people, go travel the world. It's a sister right now in Portugal, right now where we was at, right? She's in Portugal, right? She said, Sabir, I know why you like Portugal. This is what she said to me. Now I know why. She going to go to the Moorish Castle.
That's
I
what's
told
up.
her to go to the Moorish Castle. She said, now
She
I
got
know.
yeah. It's like you like no, you returned. Like you don't even understand. Like you have returned. Like don't go to where you like why go to the doors? Like no,
Yeah,
you return home. Like
yeah.
no, you go home. I'm not going to where I was being punished at. Like nah, I'm not going there. Like
Yeah, it's like I want to go where I was shot at, nigga. I want to keep going to the prison system, nigga. I'm not
nah.
going to no door of no return. And the crazy, but that's a game too. They scamming people on that. Why would I pay? You know, it should be free. They charging people $4,500 to go to the door of no return. And you
That's
know,
crazy.
I'm dead at. That's how much it costs. From $35 to $4,500, I think they charge to go see the door of no return. Niggas go over there and cry. But the crazy part is, you know what it reminds me of? The movie Roots. You know that Roots was plagiarized. Y'all can look it up. It was
Yeah, yeah,
plagiarized,
yeah, 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 yeah.
right? But the dude from Gambia said it's a lie, but it brings money to Gambia.
Right.
It's a lie. It was taken from the book called The African. Y'all can look it up. Roots was
Hmm.
plagiarized, right? So it's our people who are promoting that. Africa is bigger than Egypt. Africa is
Yeah,
bigger than Ghana. Africa is bigger than all these places, but they'll tell you that these people are Arabs, so you won't go, not telling you that you're the original Arab, right? But they'll tell you to go to Ghana, the people that had you in slavery, right? They'll tell you to go to Egypt, and then you go over to tell my brother the Egyptian was black. Nigga, the Egyptian was not black. Period. They
yeah.
weren't black. They were Moors. Facts. So you could bring all your scholars to the cipher. So you getting mad, talking about they not acknowledging the Moors were black. I mean, the Egyptians were black. There is no ancient black gods of Egypt. There is no ancient black. You can bring your Wesley Muhammad's or whoever Muhammad's, whatever, bring them all. There is no ancient because black is not an ancient word.
You know,
First, and go ahead.
have you heard of the? I might mispronounce this country. It's called Suriname or Suriname is like right next to Guyana in South Africa. I'm not. I mean South in South America. Like they were under Dutch rule, right? So a lot of them would go and live in Amsterdam, even though they're from that country. And the thing about I was watching a video about them yesterday, and I was like, they learn their language like that they pretty much made up, right? Um, and the reason why I'm saying this is because the what they'll tell you if you take a DNA test and they'll tell you where your ancestors came from, theirs came from the exact same places,
Mm.
right? Their exact same places. They just bring them to South America,
Yeah,
right? Because
it's
it
just
was a
up and down, bro. It's we all still connected. The Gullah
yeah,
Geechee, where do
yeah,
you think
it's
the Gullah
crazy.
Geechee come from? The Gullah Geechees come from West Africa. You follow me? It's the same people, but this is why you don't have the so-called foundational dead Americans, right? Taking a DNA test. You nigga, I don't need to take no DNA test. Nigga, what? This is why I said it's our own people that is doing it. I'm willing to challenge all of these so-called black people, all of these conscious niggas that y'all
Oh
watch on
man,
social media, right?
that's
Set it up
wild.
any given day. Tariq and I would never tell you to do that, but we ain't got nothing to do with Africa. What the? Wait a minute, I'm scratching my motherfucking head like, nigga, where y'all get? You ain't no different.
How, how would
They're
you
no,
not?
they're no different.
You
I
know,
told
you know what? You know what? Like I had this thought in my head yesterday. I was like, okay, like just looking at it, listening to everything, and it's like they say the Atlantic slave trade, right? That's what they teach you, and like that's like the first disconnect right there, because during those times that was not called the Atlantic Ocean.
it really
It
wasn't.
was, and it's like when you find out the name, it's like the what's that the Ethiopic Ocean or the
Mhm.
pretty much the Ethiopian Ocean.
You
So
copy those?
it's like it was still touching Africa, and I just wondered like when did they call them the Americas? Like, was it still a part of like Africa? Like, what everything that you left was it still a part? of where you left from. Because the reason I'm saying that, because like how did they come and claim, like Spain can claim land, whatever they like landed, Portugal, English, the French, like all of them, they landed in a specific spot and they claimed that land and made it a part of pretty much what was like used to be damn near Africa, which is the crazy part.
It's all Africa, and this is why people don't understand the history, bro. Like it's, and they be hearing people. I be hearing people talk about. I be like, nigga, what are you talking? What are you saying? First of all, Atlantic is a Greek word. Egypt is a Greek word. Okay, Pharaoh is a Greek word. Kemet is a Greek word. Bring me your Dr. Kabbas. Make me out of a liar. All of them are Greek words. Egypt, Pharaoh, Kemet, right? But you will never hear them speak of El Fasad. Y'all should look that word up. El Fasad. Oh,
Yeah.
go look it up. They got my book right here. Go tell Sanet and them. I told you they all the same. They all part of it. They play. That's my book. It's kind of beat up, bro. I got it from Jerusalem. Go look up El Fasad and tell me what's older. What is older? Is it Egypt or the word facade? Egypt or facade? Egypt is a Greek word. So there is no ancient black gods of Egypt. So when you calling Egyptians black, nigga, they ain't black people. If you study J.A. Rogers' book, they were Ethiopians and Moors before the 1500s. J.A. Rogers, 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro. Ethiopians and Moors before the 1500s. And this is why people are confused. Because you have these dudes that look like us the same way. I'll be thinking these niggas from Ghana, nigga. I'll be like, you niggas from Ghana, nigga, y'all sold us. Selling us right back into slavery again. Think about it. This is why they don't want to have a conversation with me. I'm not arguing with nobody. I've been to these places. So if you have some facts, not Wikipedia, I just seen something on Wikipedia recently, bro. I said, damn, the Jews run that mother. You ain't see that video, bro? About, did I send it to you? About Wikipedia? Nigga, they gotta say what you can and can put up on that joint, because you can edit Wikipedia. I'm serious, bro. And that's what people get the information from. Wikipedia.
Can't do that. Can't do that, man.
Bro, it's crazy. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It was crazy, dude. I said, yo, this is where they getting the information from. Wiki.
Wiki was like the first intro, but once you seen like, once you start seeing stuff and you really start doing research, you would leave Wiki alone.
Exactly, but they wouldn't look. They wouldn't show me with this on though, would they? He said, "Wiki not Zionist." He look, Wiki not Zionist. That's wild. So they would never show me with that on. They was, oh, Shabir, what are you doing, homie? You got a swastika on your neck. No, that's us, to tell you the truth. So we are those people.
The craziest part, just imagine if you had that on in a cross instead of the like, how would you take that?
Listen, you know what? I wish I had it going into that courthouse. I swear I did. I got to get me another one. I got to give me another one, dude. I would wear that mug, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I would wear it. So again, man, it's I'm gonna see if I can find me another one. I'm gonna find me another one.
Shit, why not? Like,
I'm gonna find me another one. I like controversy. I'm like Prince, nigga. Controversy. So that's yeah, it was us. So when you study history, people, if you really want history, holla at your boy. Let me show you something else. When I was over in Cordoba, we was the Sephardi people, and if you got this a book talk about what the Sephardis look like. We are the Sephardic people.
That was deep.
We are the Sephardic people, and there's a book talks about who the people were in Spain. You can't touch this with a 10-foot pole. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna show you this, bro. And I said, if I was on Vlad, and I respect what you're calling, bro, you can bring the ADL, CBL, ABC, 1, 2, 3s, and all. Who cares? So look, I saw this video, right? 50 Cent confronts DJ Vlad about Godfrey. Look at this. Can't make this up. Now, this is the funniest thing ever. No matter, it's a shame that you got dudes who are so desperate, like, Lord Jamal, all these niggas that getting on Vlad's show. We looking for this dude to validate us, and he's dry snitching, but yet we want to be validated by Vlad. Look at what I'm talking
about. That day, right? He didn't get stabbed, right?
With that.
Okay.
So I'm on like United in first class, and 50 Cent walks in. I'm like, oh shit, we haven't seen each other in like 10 years. You know, like in the last interview with Yayo, I was like, oh, 50 Cent hates you. We're not gonna do interviews anymore until 50 Cent gonna pay me millions to do it.
Did you really offer Tony Yayo millions of dollars to not do Vlad TV interviews?
I didn't want him to do it. He always says some stuff I wouldn't say. Like, I don't know why he's doing it. It's not enough involved in it for him to have to say that.
Jewish is not a race, but we've made it a race because we could
it kind of is.
When you be Ashkenazi, would you be considered Ashkenazi?
I'm an Ashkenazi Jew, and I'm an Ashkenazi Jew. And
DJ Vlad built his whole brand acting like he was deep in the culture, chopping it up with rappers, hustlers, and so-called street legends like he'd walk those same blocks himself. But word in the game has been brewing for years.
And I guess you and your friend stole something from a store and you tried running from the police?
Yeah, that was the first time, bro. Damn, how do you know this shit? What the God damn.
I'm the feds, man. I'm the feds. I know everything.
Yeah, bro.
People whisper that Vlad's been way too cozy with federal agencies, running his platform like a slick trap, catching black artists in his net just to hand them over to the system. And it wasn't only rappers in the crosshairs. Rumors say Vlad even tried to line up comedian Godfrey for a setup. When that play didn't work, he flipped the script, lining up back-to-back interviews with folks like Aries Spears and Lord Jamar just to drag Godfrey's name through the mud.
And he is right there, sitting there, taking photos with Vlad. Damn near have the same shorts on.
Lord Jamar. It's been 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I feel sorry for him because there was
you gotta sell something.
But like a soul.
Yeah, you gotta sell.
Like, how much does a soul cost?
Vlad might have thought his smooth talking ways could cool down the backlash, but the streets weren't buying that act anymore. Then 50 Cent stepped into the mix, dropping some dark receipts that could change how people see Vlad forever.
This is DJ Vlad. I only bring this up because everybody doesn't know who he is. His name is Vlad, so it should hit your mind like this is what a Vlad could look like. But people don't be thinking that. They be like, this is Vlad, and some people know. Maybe you did, but if you didn't know this is what DJ Vlad looked like, this is what he looked like.
According to 50, no one should be touching Vlad TV. Point blank. He says Vladislav Lyubovny, this Ukrainian-born figure using the name DJ Vlad, isn't a real DJ and definitely not a genuine journalist. 50 labels him an industry plant, dangerous enough to be playing both sides, working not just with government agencies, but with shadowy power players behind the curtain. Think it sounds like wild conspiracy talk? 50 swears it's real. So real, he even joked about dropping millions on Tony Yayo if he just keep his voice off Vlad's platform.
Really offer Tony Yayo millions of dollars to not do Vlad TV interviews?
I didn't want him to do it. He always says some stuff I wouldn't say. Like, I don't know why he's doing it. It's not enough involved in it for him to have to say that. You know?
You calling him after like, yo, why did you?
I don't know why you're talking about it. Like, what's wrong? You have to stop it, bro. You have to find other things to do.
But 50 wasn't just running his mouth, and he moved quick. When Vlad posted a clip titled Cal Dawson was in the car when 50 Cent got shot 9 times, part 3, claiming Cal caught bullets too, 50 saw red. He blasted the screenshot on IG with the caption, "I want this video taken down now," and stamped one big word across it, fraudulent. The reaction was instant. Vlad pulled that video down faster than anyone expected. To 50, that was all the proof needed that Vlad knew he had crossed a serious line.
This is coming off the heels of Farrakhan's 4th of July speech, where he said, those of you that say you're Jews, I will not give you the honor of calling you a Jew. You're not a Jew. You're so-called. You're Satan. And it's my job now to pull the cover off of Satan. And he went on to say, like, every Muslim, when they see a fake Jew, grab a rock. And this is kind of what I feel is the energy, and a lot of people look up to Farrakhan.
But that was just the surface. The Godfrey drama peeled back a darker layer of who Vlad really is. It traces back to 2020 when Vlad sat with D.L. Hewley and started talking about Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's when sparks turned into a blaze, because Vlad didn't just report Farrakhan's words, he twisted them completely, setting off a firestorm that still hasn't cooled down. Vlad went on air telling viewers that Minister Farrakhan said all Jewish people are Satan, and supposedly told his followers to literally throw rocks at them, but the actual speech, completely different. Farrakhan was speaking metaphorically. urging people to pick up the stone of truth against so-called Jews who were lying about being the true Jews and to stand firm in truth. No calls for physical violence, just straight symbolism.
Those of you that say that you are Jews, I will not even give you the honor of calling you a Jew. You're not a Jew. You're so-called. When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes. Right. We cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth.
That
they scared they ain't do that at their job, nigga. You got
false spin lit up the culture quick, and head hitters stepped in to check Vlad for twisting the minister's words beyond recognition. One of the loudest voices calling him out, Godfrey, and he wasn't buying the whole "oops, my bad" excuse.
That's like me lying on Rush Limbaugh. Let's say Rush Limbaugh. You know Rush.
The funny part is, niggas are scared to tell the truth. And that's just the reality. What's up, Sway? That's what's happening. So if you have the truth, right, you can present the truth to the people like this. Chinese, oh no, where's not this one? I gotta find the other one. I gotta find it. It's not that one. That's the Chinese people. But it talks about the Jew is not a race. I was trying to find it, but I don't have it on here. But the Jew is not a race of people. That's a fact. The original Jews are us. We're the original ones. So people don't want that. You don't want truth. Y'all scared to talk about the truth. You're gonna lose something. So again, what's up, Sway? I got to agree. I might pop up in the, what time is it? I might pop up in my man's courtroom today. I've been on here long enough, but I was at my man's court yesterday, and it was hilarious as hell in that courtroom, bro. They wanted to take my AI glasses and shit. I was like the sheriff because he was like, no, you can't take these in. I said, man, you ain't taking shit. Yo, he said if I leave him downstairs, he can confiscate them. I said, you ain't confiscating shit. And Brandy was like, she said, "Bear, don't get locked up in there." I was like, nah, man, it's real. It's real. Like, but I sat in that courtroom, boy. It was funny as hell in that courtroom. But he said a lot of people he locked up under the sovereign citizen stuff. A lot of people he locked up under that sovereign citizen stuff. But I had to send him what a sovereign was, the definition of what a sovereign was. And again, he asked me, was I going to come back into the courtroom this week? So I'm gonna see how this is going to work out. I'll probably go back in this courtroom if I'm still here. I'm trying to hang in here until Saturday. You know what I'm saying? And just sitting in the courtroom, man, it was kind of crazy, dude. Like the conversations when they was taking the inmates back, just to hear their conversations was kind of crazy, bro. Like it was, Sway, it was crazy as hell. I'm on the opposite side of all of that, right? But it was a lot of like the public pretender and the DA that was in that room. So I'm gonna show y'all that this is him when we went to go eat. That's him right there, Alvin Ross. So he used to go to Texas before. He was my neighbor. He's my neighbor. And what happened, he used to call me from law school when he was in law school. So he's been a judge, I think, since 2023, I think it is. So yeah, it was crazy as hell. So we went out to go eat, and he treated me, but he also wanted to pick my brain at the same time. He wanted to pick my brain. So I'm gonna probably go into his courtroom again today, but I told him I'll be there tomorrow. That's him right there. Currently holds office at Pennsylvania Common Pleas Court Judge until, okay?
The funny part be the charges.
Oh my God, dude, bro, it was. Let me tell you something. It was like three brothers, one so-called white girl. She had cornrows in it. She looked like she looked like she was in jail, dude. I swear to God, she had two cornrows in her hair, right? And she comes in, and they come in handcuffed, right? And it was one dude that was a Latino dude. They had to get an interpreter. So the brothers was coming in. I was like, damn, all of them was from like fugitive from Jersey. So he revoked, no lie, he revoked all their bail, right? It was so I'm sitting in the courtroom like this, like, damn. And the public pretender, she had her kids in the courtroom. They're learning this shit, like literally how this works. So I'm sitting in the back. I said, damn, this is crazy. Because when I first went in there, I caught him off guard. Like he got nervous. You could tell, right? And it was weird as hell. Then he got comfortable. He said, "Oh, that's my neighbor," because they thought I had a case in there. I said, "No, I ain't got no case in there." No, that's my neighbor. He's a celebrity. I said, "No, I'm not a celebrity, brother. I'm good." Nigga, we knew each other like that was my neighbor, like literally my neighbor. And it was just funny, the whole time we was in there, man. It was fun. But he said, "Yo, you gonna come back down tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I'll probably come down Wednesday or Thursday." So I'll probably do it Thursday or Friday. I still got a couple of days, but I'm gonna just sit in there and just take notes, man.
But you notice how everybody that goes in front of the judge, they don't even know their law. They let their lawyers talk for them.
Man, they didn't know. The judges don't even know. He didn't even know what sovereign citizen. He's no lie. Before I'm breaking it off here, when we were leaving, he said he was telling about people, Moors that was coming in claiming sovereign citizen. He said, "Well, where did people get that information from?" This is what he said. He asked me that. I said, "Off of media, because there's no such thing as sovereign citizens. It's only sovereign people." So what I did, I went to the law library yesterday, and I took a picture because I went in there and took a picture from a law dictionary, right? That's me. I was in there yesterday, right? So I took a picture and I texted to him. So I want him to look at it because I'm going to ask them a question. I'm going to ask them some questions. And why I'm doing it is because I'm going to, like, he was asking me, do I do consulting with people? That's what he asked me. He said, "Do you do consulting? Do you help people out with cases?" I'd be like, "Yeah, but people want me to." But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to work with him so I can help him. Because that could be stressful, bro. I'm going to be real. That shit could be stressful, like doing it. And I told him I didn't want to be an attorney because he said, "Yo, you should be an attorney." I said, "Nah, man." I said, "You got to be corrupt to be an attorney." But I'd rather help a person on the outskirts instead of on the inside. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is what you look up. But yeah, I'm gonna pick his brain while I'm here. You know what I mean? Do what I got to do while I'm here with him. So I'm going to walk down the Constitutional Center, y'all. So listen, subscribe. I'm going to get some constitutional books. If y'all would like to support, y'all can. I'll give the books out. I'm going to buy the Declaration of Human Rights books. I'm not going to spend my money. If somebody put the money up, then I'll buy them. But you're going to see me live down there. So go to my YouTube channel, Sabir Bey's YouTube channel. I'm going to walk down there in a minute and go to Constitutional Center. Let y'all see the beautiful Declaration of Independence and all these beautiful things in Philadelphia. Yo, so yeah, I'm gonna try to get to DC too. I don't know how I'm gonna work all this stuff. Y'all see, y'all gonna be able to. Hey Percy, you say you texted to me?
I sent it to your Instagram.
Okay. Oh, you sent it to my Instagram?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Can I share this out? Let me see if I can share it. I don't think it's gonna let me share it on here. I can't send it to YouTube. I see it, but it won't let me send it to the YouTube channel. I just got to share it to people.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll do it later on, man, because I do got to get out of
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
man. I ain't mean to be on here for like 10 hours, but y'all can hit me up right there. Email me, sabirbayradio@gmail.com. And please don't ask me to come nowhere if you're not paying me, because I'm chilling. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. All right. But I gotta go. Peace.
Battery 90%.
I gotta go. I'm gonna hit you up in a minute, Sway. What people do for money. Share it out. Careful what people do for money, baby. Don't sell your soul for the money, baby. Share it out, share it out, share it out. What about you? Subscribe to YouTube, y'all. I'll be live in a minute.
Crazy. Crazy. the neighborhood. And he promised to take you to Hollywood. That's what he said. He played with your head. And then he skipped town with all your bread. Hit a car to the ground. People all over together around. And he was hurt so bad it seemed.
If y'all want to meet me down at Constitutional Center, y'all can meet me down there. Y'all know where that in Market Street.
He was only down for currency. Ladies at the corner look so fine. And that old man out, she was mine. I mean, she looked so cute with the skin tight suit, but she was selling body as a prostitute. Well, it might sound sad or might sound funny, but that's what people do for money.